That's 6 rule 1. What page?
And we have resolved that prayers of emotion should remain where it is.
Please allow Honorable Jala, please. Go ahead. Go ahead.
My name is there as a co-sponsor, and I raise my hand. I want to contribute as a co-sponsor to that particular motion. And I realized by the time he was reading the motion, the prayers, he eliminated some prayers that we have all agreed is going to be passed here. Mr. Speaker, I gave out my life because of my people. Everybody can testify to that. So I fear nobody except God. The resolution we put is that we are going to invite Mr. President to come and explain to the House. If my people are displaced, who elected me to come here? Did you know that I was elected in IDP camps? Secondly, I've been saying that these security forces have been given all the support to do the job. If we invite them, they will say they don't have enough equipment. Yesterday, the president said he has given them all the support to do the job. Unfortunately, they failed to do it. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I said on the floor of this House that, excuse me, secondly, I said on the floor of this House that they are not taking the bottom to their doorsteps. And everybody resolved that, yes, they are not taking the bottom to their doorsteps. Yesterday, the president confirmed that this time around they should be taking the bottom to their doorsteps. He chose, in the past, they have been on offensive position, not their defensive position, not offensive position. So, Mr. Speaker, my motion is that. My amendment is that Mr. President should be invited to come and explain the security situation in the country, especially in the Northeast.
This is
that away from you. Well, this is an appeal from the chair. Because we are talking about security matters, you and I know that the channel of discussion of security matters, such as this, will not be to invite the president to come and disclose issues of security and what they are doing. It will be counterproductive. And I understand the feelings and the emotions which you display and which you've always displayed on issues such as this. And I share that passion, I share that emotion. But in being, as parliamentarians, we must sometimes balance it and not just be a knee-jerk with what is actually practical. Like I said, the prayers were all encompassing. By asking this president to declare a state of emergency, which was part of the prayers, it allows for extraordinary measures. That singular, there are 3 or 4 prayers, but that singular one prayer is more important than the president coming to tell us anything. If they can declare a state of emergency in security matters, he allows for the gendarmes, he allows for the mercenaries, he allows for whoever we want to bring in. Because without that state of emergency, we cannot even do what your governor is asking us to do. which is to invite mercenaries and foreign mercenaries. We cannot constitutionally do that. So that's why that prayer, the prayer was well thought out to allow extraordinary measures in a state of security emergency. So it's an appeal so that we don't react based on the passion we all feel. I read a statement on the floor of the House before we even started on this issue. And I hope, with the motion and the prayer, that should suffice. So, Honorable Jaha, I'm appealing to you, can we just, because of what it involves in security matters, rather than asking the President to come to the House.
Position of all honorable members from Borno. If I realize any one of them can raise hand and this is the position. And everything I'm doing it because I will need the support of the members. If members say I should withdraw, I will withdraw. My concern is let my constituents know that we are not here bench warming. That's the most important thing. Let them understand that we are doing our own part and we allow the executive to do their own part. And God is watching us and is going to ask us.
Is leader.
Dogwa Tudunwada Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Kano State. And by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the leave of the members of this House, I am the leader of the 9th House of Representatives. Mr. Speaker, I rise to add my voice, very strong voice, to the motion moved by Honorable Satomi, Engineer Satomi. And I want to believe no single member here will have his voice away or against what Satomi has moved this morning. Everybody as a human being and as a member representing constituents and being a Nigerian, and for whatever is happening anywhere else, every part of this country is affected directly or indirectly. Honorable Satomi has spoken very well. And I believe those that are supposed to hear that have heard him very loud. Mr. Speaker, you have also exhibited openly your concern, your emotions for what is happening in the Northeast and some part of the country as well. Security is the business of government. There is no doubt about that, Mr. Speaker. The business of every government is to provide for security and welfare of the people. And wherever this security is being breached, Mr. Speaker, it causes a lot of cause for concern. I would like to, on this note, Mr. Speaker, say, while I have every support for his motion, but I would like to say that based on what you have said here, that on the basis of the nature of our security situation, Mr. Speaker, that I want to amplify on the appeal you made to Honorable Jaha, that some issues may not necessarily have to warrant inviting Mr. President to the floor of the House to come and explain. These are security issues. I also want to appeal to members of this great House that while I share the same emotion and concern for the matter raised, I want to appeal and still emphasize on the appeal by the Speaker that members do not have to go this far. I would like to appeal to you that we have so many ways to kill the rat. We have so many ways and options to reach out to executive. But we do not have to necessarily invite Mr. President to come to the floor here and explain, because certain explanations to do with the security nature of the country may be too sensitive to be expressed here in public. So
honorable colleagues, please.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, it is on this note and on the strength on the point you made that some security issues are not only sensitive, they are too confidential to come and be discussed on the floor and to the cameras. I would like to plead with members that we will reach out to Mr. President, maybe through the leadership, and we'll talk to Mr. President and whoever is involved that action has to be taken. Not just action, more action must be taken proactively to stop what is happening in the Northeast. But I plead with you to please allow the leadership of the House to manage this aspect of our concern. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and that is my take.
majority of the members of this House that Mr. President, because of the security nature, that we cannot invite Mr. President to the House to brief the House on the issue of security. Security should always be discussed in the closed door. Like I've said, Mr. Speaker, sir, I will agree that the leadership of the House should meet Mr. President in the villa. Mr. Speaker, sir, like I've said, security issues are very sensitive. Mr. President is trying his best. Mr. President is doing his best, like all of us know. We are the people that are affected on this. So we cannot. It's my opinion.
On the floor. We will move to, I'm a little disappointed where, and I'm bold to say, well, a lot of this noise and shouting down there, where it's coming from. We all know, and I'm very disappointed. But for now, so that we can resolve this matter amicably, because this is not the spirit with which we started this night assembly. It's not. And we will not start a division on any basis at this stage. So now I think I will just resolve to executive session and resolve this matter.
Keep moving.